Hello. This feels awkward as hell. It's been about 5, 6, 7 years since the last time we met. So let's try. I'm here at the shores of River Kymi, thinking about life. It seems to be that chapter in life. What I once had, what has been lost, what has been saved. And also kind of trying to reevaluate how things that were saved has changed. Because obviously if you save something for yourself, from yourself or about yourself, it'll change over the course of time. Time's kind of a bitch, it doesn't wait. It won't fit to your accommodations, and if that's the right word to put it, and especially it doesn't wait. So, a few days ago I was going through a box of things, trying to look for a small case of audio adapters, and in that same box there was some of my old vlogging gear from back in the day. And I was thinking, yeah, this was something I used to do. So, and since it's, well, early next year it'll be 15 years since I made my first actual vlogs. So I kind of went back and I browsed through an old playlist I made when I first discovered vlogging, just called How to Vlog. And there were videos from Miles Dyer, from Vlogbrothers, Blondie. Although Blondie's videos, I think there were 4 of them, were an ad for Sony Bloggie. It was a dedicated vlogging camera back in the day. And well, you can tell that something is big, that there's money to be made in something when they actually release dedicated hardware for it. And even back then I was thinking, like, why would I need a dedicated vlogging camera? Although cameras back in those days were what they were. So now we're talking about 2000 something, I don't know. And I actually went into an electronic shop back in the day looking for those cameras, and there was this guy telling me about them, and then I asked, why would I buy this instead of just a regular compact digital camera? And he said, well, this thing has stereo mics in it. And that's basically when I said, thank you, see ya. You don't need a stereo mic for something like this. It can even be bad for multiple reasons to have stereo mics on your vlogging camera, especially if you're doing something like this. I mean, if you need a stereo sound for a certain application, that's a different story, but still. And while watching those videos, it was like, yeah, those were the early days of vlogging. And it was funny to see that in the very early How to Vlog videos, people were saying just use anything. I mean, anything goes. Webcam doesn't matter. The resolution doesn't matter. Audio depth doesn't matter. As long as you can see the person talking and you can hear what they're saying, that's enough. And it only took a few years before those videos turned into you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. And also it was funny to see, and I remember it clearly, that it only took a few years after this kind of a vlogging boom when eBay became a burial ground for broken dreams. I mean, DSLR cameras, external microphones, green screens, ring lights, whatever. And same thing kind of happened with streaming also back in the day. When people got into streaming and they believed what they were told, that you need this. And the end result was that you had a lot of gear. And well, with quite a few people, they didn't know how to use it. So yes, they had an expensive microphone, but the levels and everything, mic positioning and everything was off. And they had powerful computers that they had powerful capture cards and streaming rigs that they weren't using to their fullest potential of that. And now I already lost my train of thought, because this wasn't what I was going to say, but anyway, rappling is good. that has always been kind of my motto. Rappelling is good. You don't need a script if you want to vlog life. It's a different thing if you want to live for your vlog. That's also something I learned very early on. If you want to do kind of an everyday vlogging, day-to-day vlogging, script is unnecessary because I don't know what's gonna happen next. So, yay. But when I first started making vlogs, it was basically experimentation, just trying to do things and see how it works. And very early on also, I found the concept of daily vlogging, and it fascinated me greatly. I mean, there are people that are doing this kind of a video diary, day to day, every single day. Some were good, some days are good, some days are bad. Sometimes there's a lot going on, some days there's basically nothing. And that's the way it is, that's life. And I tried to do daily vlogging. I actually did for 5 years. Although only 2.5 of those 5 years were public at one point. Because after about 2.5 years, subject matter got dark. Got very dark actually. And I decided that I don't want to put those things out to public for everybody to see. Because it was bad, kind of. In late 2014, as a Christmas present, I was told that I was going to lose my job, so I got fired. And in the first few months of 2015, I lost the bands I was in. So basically, I lost everything I used to, well, basically everything I was as a person inside, I lost. So no more bands, and since I was and still am the only one in the family working, it was a hard hit. As a man, as a husband, as a father, I had no job. And it took, that kind of a rebuilding took something like, I don't know, 7-8 years maybe, before I was able to say that I'm still standing. So making blogs in that atmosphere, not good. And same thing with streaming. I mean, streams went all downhill after that. And I was basically unhappy for everything. So it wasn't a good time to share things. I mean, you don't want to give, well, if you're not from a Finnish vlogging scene, you most likely don't know what I'm saying, but you don't want to give ammo to people who are willing to pull the trigger while the barrel is pointing at you. So I decided to leave YouTube altogether as a content creator, not as a viewer. I'm still basically addicted to this stuff. Instructions unclear, went hard and heavy on grandma. What? Back to the subject of daily vlogging. I first started daily vlogging on this channel in English, but pretty quickly I created another channel and continued to do those in Finnish. And there was actually a time when I was doing both. I was making dailies in English and in Finnish. And well, if you know anything about daily vlogging and living life in real time, that's not a good move, because one or the other will suffer, because you can't live the same moment twice. So yay. And obviously I switched to Finnish because obviously it's my native language, so it's easier to communicate using that. And I was amazed when I started getting familiar with Finnish YouTube scene, Finnish creators and all that. I found out that I was the only one who was doing daily vlogs. Or let's put it the other way, my channel was the only one that was branded as a daily vlogging channel. I mean, there were and there still are people making daily uploads, but I was the only one who was making actual daily vlog. And if I would start again tomorrow, I would still be the only one. So daily vlogging is not something that's common in Finland, and people are not doing it. I mean, my days, yeah, my week, yeah, but an actual raw daily vlog, there's no one doing them. Well, there is a guy called Neela who has made, I don't know if he still does, but he at least made, I don't know the situation now, daily uploads for years and years and years and years. And sometimes there were, 2, 3, 4 videos per day, just living life. And I like the channel still. Just living life, recording moments in time. But since the last time we saw, actually we were then living in a different place. And I actually have work, my own office, my own battle station now. Back in the day when I was still, actively blogging, I was cramped into a corner of our living room. That was my kind of working space. But now I have an actual room, although I'm sharing this room with someone. This little girlie here, her name's Key. She's been living here for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. She's my daughter's cat, but basically I'm her person. I have to say that I miss the early days of vlogging, in a sense that people were just sharing thoughts. They were talking about things that were on their mind at that time and things like that. But nowadays, when I'm trying to watch a vlog, and I don't know if I just have bad luck or whatever, but the case seems to be that you turn on a video and it's like, I have something very important to tell you, something that will change your life forever. But first, here's a word from our sponsor. So it's been, well, I don't know, making money is not a bad thing. So if you get a sponsor, that's fine. But yeah, that's the rebellious side of me once again rising to the surface, because I don't like things that are overly commercialized. And if you're making a walking talking vlog, the things that I'm making, and having a sponsor for something like this, it's like, really? And obviously most of the time when you see sponsors on videos like this, it means that it's a bigger YouTuber that's making some other content, and that vlog is just one piece of the bigger thing. But still, it's always, here's the word from our sponsor, it's always something like World of Tanks or Manscaped, or I don't even remember the name of that goddamn game that they're constantly advertising. So yay. But what comes to gear? When I first started vlogging, I was using a built-in webcam and a built-in microphone of a laptop, and the quality was, it was. Then I moved to an old digital camera, and I say old because I started back in what it was, 2000 something again, don't remember. But that camera was already kind of old. So the high quality on that camera was 480p, I think, if I'm not mistaken. After that, I used my old cell phone, iPhone 4S, for a long time before actually buying a dedicated vlogging camera, so to speak. It was just a regular compact digital camera that I used for vlogging, and I used that for the most of the things that I did back in the day. Also, I had a camcorder, but if you know me from a long time, for the videos I made back in those days, just walking around talking to a camera, camcorder is most likely not the best thing in the world. And I also had a small action camera that's somewhere, I don't even know where. But nowadays I don't really have vlogging gear. I mean, I still own everything that I bought except that iPhone 4S. But everything I still have. But nowadays I have more music stuff. I already had some music gear years ago, but that's something that just keeps accumulating. So guitars, synths, not mixers, but I recently upgraded my audio interface. I was using a Scarlett Solo, I think it is. Now I have a box from Mackie that has built-in MIDI in and out, which is a game changer. So you can hook up everything to this one box. You don't have cable snakes going all over the place. And life has changed. I'm in a different place, different set of mind. And when I first started out, my daughter was a little girl, maybe 4 years old. Now she's 18, which means that let's not go to that, please. And as you can see, my hairline, yeah. I made a decision as a young man that I will keep my hair long until. And I kind of kept that promise, because it started to go. So about a year and a half ago, I decided that, okay, it's time. Because you don't want to be shining from the here and be a hippie on the backside. So time moves on, things change. And change is good. A lot of times it's not easy, but it's good and it's necessary.